call a spade a spade. Maryland sucks at track. They're not historically good. If that coach is a really good coach for you, it doesn't matter if the team has the people that they need to have.
I kind of look at it as like a lab rat kind of situation, right? Like, let's, see what these could really do. And let's juice them up and they're safe drugs. And let's see what they could do. So it's a little bit gimmicky, but I'm all for, earning money in the sport.
Welcome back to another episode of Track World News Podcast, Season 5. Finally here, Noah Williams, our distinct co-host. How you doing today, brother?
Hey, blessed and highly favored, man. Excited for another year. Excited. Season 5. Wow, congrats, bro. You made it this far. But nah, man, it's gonna be a great year. Track and field, covering the sport, running in the sport, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's when we were talking a couple days ago, just about like, hey, ready to get going? Because like the season snuck up on me. Like I started seeing people like posting their like it's meet week already. I'm like, wait, what? Like track meet? Like this is track meet's already starting? Like, wait, hold on, we got to get back in this thing. Like it just snuck up on me so quickly. We had some world records already going down in the 600 and the 5K and everything. I was just like, this is ridiculous, but excited to finally be back and to have you back here. Got some exciting stuff for the fans and everyone to listen to for sure.
Yo, bro, to piggyback off of that, like the season creeping up, I saw my homie, he's a coach, he coaches at college, but they were at a track meet. Was it yesterday or Friday? I'm like, bro, there's no way y'all are competing right now. And my other homie called me like, I got an athlete, high school athlete, she just ran 7.4, bro. Like, slow down, man. But we're here now. So we're here in full swing. I'm excited for the season.
Yeah, running before Christmas is crazy. But I guess that's what people get started now, man. So it's going to be a fun year for those listening. We got some extra stuff. If you didn't catch it on Instagram, we will be having some additional mini episodes as well as some interviews that Noah will be connecting with people at track meets throughout the year. You'll be getting some bonus episodes, bonus content. And so throughout the week, we'll have like when news breaks. So if something happened on a Tuesday, you'll hear some stuff when that happens. And then we'll have a big dissect with both Noah and myself on these Monday episodes. So you'll be getting some more things, hearing from us first when stuff happens and then getting into it. So it should be a lot of fun and really looking forward to it. So any stuff that you got for us before we jump into things, Noah?
Nothing too crazy. I think I'm expecting a great year. This year's a little bit different, obviously, with Ultimate Championships. So I think we're going to see the landscape shift a little bit and some athletes try some things, which I'm very excited for. I think I'm going to get into later on this episode. But yeah, man, just excitement. That's the theme of today for me.
There we go. Excitement. Theme of the week or the year. Why not? Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. So we want to do some things, recapping a little bit of what we had in over this off season. There was a ton of things that had gone down, and then looking forward to this year. So we'll get into some of those things. First one, I mean, we talked about it briefly here on the episode, or not too long ago, but Quincy Wilson, the high school phenomenon, committing to the University of Maryland. For me, love that. I competed against Maryland a couple times, so I was like, oh my God, there's going to be people from Mount St. Mary's lining up against an Olympic gold medalist at like Navy. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, why is this happening? Instead of, over schools such as, I think in his final cut, he had South Carolina, he had Tennessee, USC, UCLA. I think was there another one?
A&M, I think, was the final one.
A&M, yeah, A&M. Over those schools, ones that were big traditional ones, and unfortunately LSU didn't make the final cut. Neither did Florida, which was interesting. Two massive schools that you would probably have thought would have been in the running there, especially with Vernon and being there, and some other good guys that got from Florida. What was your initial reaction with seeing Quincy decide, we going to Maryland, staying home?
I definitely was shocked, for starters, but I think it makes sense. They're probably throwing him a ridiculous bag. I had to, assume that. And then he went to Bullets for high school. So I'm probably going to have some involvement with his high school coach, having some sort of influence there as well. That's kind of the situation I think would make the most sense as to why he would go there. But it's a shock. I mean, his coach is still the coach at Maryland is, an Olympian over 400 meters and 4x400. So it's not like he has a slouch of a coach, but traditionally this is like an anomaly. Like we never see top guys choose University of Maryland for track and field, especially probably the biggest high school recruit on the male side of our lifetime. So crazy stuff, bro.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing of like call a spade. Maryland sucks at track. They have came in last in the they came in last in the Big Ten conference the last 5-6 years. Like they're not historically good. And so that's as a team perspective. But like that's the interesting thing about like track and field here is that if that coach is a really good coach for you, it doesn't matter if the team has the people that they need to have. I mean, just northern schools historically struggle a bit, like in the sprints. Like you see schools that are up north that do well in distance events, but for the sprints, because you want to be where it's warm and where it's hot. And so yeah, I thought it was a surprise, and we were chatting about it a bit before the show. So for those that don't know, University of Maryland does not have an indoor track team. They don't compete. They only have a male indoor and male outdoor team. How much do you think, if at all, that played into a decision? And would that be a positive one, do you think, for a freshman in college to not have to compete as like for the university during indoors?
Yeah, it could be a great opportunity for him. Depending on which way they want to go about it, whether he wants to do the indoor, continental tour and go to USA's and then go to Worlds indoors before the outdoor season starts collegiately. That's not a terrible idea. He still gets to compete against top flight competition, achieve more accolades. Or if they want to take the training route, right? Like this is your freshman year. A lot of things change when you go to a college program from a high school program. Maybe they want to train him through the indoor season, but it definitely takes the pressure off somebody of that, marquee heading into their freshman year of college. So, another uptick in the Quincy Wilson camp there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. I mean, if I had a guess, I mean, we'll find out pretty shortly. I mean, the track season's getting started pretty soon here for these bigger guys. Like, I'm guessing it'll probably be hey, let's do some of these professional meets. I mean, he was at New Balance games not too long ago or last year when did he break the American record or was it it was the U20 400 meter record. It was one of those records he had broken in the 400 when he raced against like Dream and Vernon and all them. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to stay on that type of circuit. But he is still a senior in high school, I guess. So he's still got some time to figure it out. Do you think that this is going to impact other potential recruits wanting to go to Maryland very much at all?
Yes and no. I guess you can see the case for it, but still, at the end of the day, like I'm not getting the bag that Quincy's getting to be at Maryland, and the facilities are shit. Like, probably not. Maybe you get a couple extra guys that want some clout, so they'll ride on that coattail. But I don't see it being like a boom, nor should we look to Maryland to be the next powerhouse in track.
Yeah, like I think that I'm curious because I don't see there being any way that he runs more than 1 year at Maryland. Like
Right.
he's gonna be there for 1 year, and so it's like you're not gonna get many long-term people that would go because he's not gonna be there long term. Like people were surprised that he even went to college in the first place. Like there's very good arguments that he could have just gone pro right out of high school, which probably good that he didn't. I know we've talked about it with some people that have done that in the past and how they've kind of thought like, maybe that was not the best move to do, or maybe I would have done things a little bit differently had I had another chance. So, surprise, we'll see how that ends up going. But one thing that I was interested on is, I don't know if you've seen some university. It seems like University of Florida has missed on some of these bigger names. I mean, the first one that I thought that was interesting was Jake Odie, who committed to Florida and then flipped to Texas Tech just recently. And then now you have where you had Quincy, who did a visit. He did an official visit at Florida. he didn't even have them in his top five. And then you have this potential. We'll see what Tate Taylor ends up doing. I think Florida is in his top 6, and he's announcing his commitment in a month. So maybe this story will be a little bit different. But I was surprised. Like, Florida has done very well usually with getting these like big name recruits. It just seemed interesting to me that there was the biggest one decides to not even have you in your top 5, really.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting spectacle. I'm not mad by any means that Florida can't get these top guys, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe these guys are just trying to write out their own legacy. I think Florida had a really, really hot run, probably from 2019 to 2023 when it came to the portal and just snatching hella athletes out the portal. But yeah, I guess maybe times are changing, or maybe that's just we'll let the high school guys go somewhere first and then transfer and bring them in. I don't know, what they have going on, but not mad
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, it's nice to have some other schools that are going to be playing a part. So hey, if we get some other smaller universities or non-traditional ones that are going to make it, so we get some see some new uniforms out there, that'd be good. Like, I liked when it was North Carolina A&T. Was that your year? Like, when they had their powerhouse team and they were like, it was like, who's going to win this? Like LSU, like there was a shot like that they were going to come out with that title a little bit. But yeah, interesting to see where how these other schools kind of coming into the fray instead of just like the same 4 or 5. But yeah, so y'all weren't scared at all about North Carolina A&T, even a little bit?
No, like not even slight. I don't think I thought about another school come that championship time. I mean, we did win. I think we won by the largest margin in the history of NCAA track and field. So we really wasn't thinking about nobody else. I promise, bro.
Okay, it was just BTA that the
It was
entire
just
time.
us in the record books, bro. It was us in history, bro.
Who are the other like, what was that the biggest? You said that was the largest one, or was it just like on pace for it? Because that was a
No, I think it ended up actually being the largest one because we scored like I want to say we scored like 108 points to the next closest team maybe being like 42. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That team was crazy. That team was pretty, like the Warriors 2016. Maybe the Thunder this year. Maybe we'll see.
maybe, dude. The lore of that team is crazy because like when people talk track with me, like they always mention that team. So
Mhm.
like, oh my gosh, that team was so crazy. You guys were so crazy. But as we move forward in history, I'm glad that we still got that team.
Yeah, they still
Yeah.
in the history books. Gonna go down. Yeah, that was a crazy one. That was a crazy one, man. But cool. Some other stuff that we've had just recently going down within track and field. We had it. Well, I guess earlier in the season and some recent developments. I mean, the enhanced games that's going down. They just went public not too long ago, or they're going public. I saw some of this news breaking about last week, I think it was. You can now like put in and get place, I guess, what's it called, like get stock options for the enhanced games. For those that don't know what it is, quick rundown. This is where they're trying to be the Olympics that allows you to do performance enhancing drugs in what they're saying is like a safe way, and you can earn a salary as well as like that's in the 6 figures, as well as potentially if you break a world record win $1 million as well. They've got swimming, weightlifting, track and field. As of right now, the only track and field athlete that's a part of it is Fred Curley, who is competing in it, who obviously recently had his suspension due to what was it? It was missed tests, or it was whereabouts, I think, right? He didn't
Different whereabouts.
whereabouts, something like that. And they're apparently going to be competing less than a year from now, even though they only have one athlete. Not too sure who he's going to be running against, but he will be running, I guess, pretty soon. What are your thoughts with some of this, them going public, which was pretty interesting, and how this could potentially look for this year?
Yeah, obviously with them going public, they have a lot of backing. Like this has a lot of momentum behind the scenes somewhere with people with a lot of money, like investors, probably large investors, which is a really great thing for them and for that company. Um, as far as like this potentially being like the new, the future of the sport, I don't see that. Um, and for Fred specifically, I think with his suspension, for him to, continue to earn and to continue to compete. This was obviously a good situation for him, and probably a smart move for him. So I'm interested to see who else joins. Because so I would never knock anybody for that, but definitely going to be an interesting storyline coming from our friends at the Enhanced Games.
Yeah, it's like trying something new here that sure I'm with it of like see how it works. I mean, I'll be tuned in, like I'll be watching it, but like I still have like calling it a healthy level of skepticism would be underselling it. Like we'll talk about it shortly, but Grand Slam track had the appearance of having their stuff together significantly more, in my opinion, than Enhanced Games did. Like this event is supposed to happen in 7 months. Like, no, it's happening, yeah, in 7 months. Next July is when this is supposed to be going down. And they have one person that is running an event. Like, and it's someone that you would see on like a traditional like diamond, like you could have watched Fred in a regular competition. It's not like they've got like we're bringing Usain Bolt out of retirement who's going to be doing something like this. Like they've got a runner who is a top level guy for sure, but he's not even the number one guy. Like it's not even like you've got the biggest name in the thing. Like I don't like, so that's why I was I'm like just skeptical on. And then you're going to pay him $1 million and then like for breaking a world record, and he's only got to race once. Like they don't even have a season leading up to it. They have one race, one final, straight thing, and you're paying all this money. And there was other teams that had other much more bigger backings that it seemed like on the outside, other companies that that was where I don't know. It just seemed like you said very lab rat esque, and I'm not sure who like what these next few months are going to look like. But I'm interested. You've got my attention.
Yeah, if you got you got a stove top, right? And you got burners, you got 4 burners on the stove top, and you got large burners and you got small burners. Like the Enhanced Games, to me, the attention that I'm gonna be paying is the small burner in the back right corner. You know, the one that don't nobody really touch for real. Because it's
Yeah.
just gonna be a small spectacle in the large scheme of the season. So like I think it's gonna be a fun tidbit. We're gonna have fun with the tidbit. You know what I mean? But it ain't gonna be like main focus, main stage in the slightest. Because I know, the athletes that we have, the 99.9% of other athletes that we have representing the sport are going to do great things this year. So,
Yeah, you'd have to have a really big like shift because I mean, even like I know Fred's saying that he's not juicing and he's going to continue to compete and use this without being enhanced because it's not required to be enhanced. They just allow you to do so. So that's what he's saying. Can take him at his word. Maybe he's telling the truth. Maybe he's embellishing a bit. I don't know. Nobody knows. I guess only Fred and his team will know. But it'll be interesting to see if there's any other people. I know there's been a couple other larger names that have gotten suspended. I know the Marvin Bracey Williams just came out not too long ago, which was so weird because they were dating it back to 2022. He didn't compete at all this past year, and it was clear that something was going on, but it didn't get announced until much later, which I think is a weird thing that happens in our sport sometimes where you'll have like some athletes, it's we're going to announce you the second that something goes down that you got suspended. And there's others where it's like, we're not hearing for a couple of years later, which is like, why is there not just a standard system? I would think for it.
yeah, it's weird. I don't really get that. But yeah, I guess there should be a pipeline for the suspended athletes to still, do something amidst their suspension. So maybe Marvin will join. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm sure they're trying to figure out who are going to be the people to fill it out because there's 8 lanes on a track, man, and you still need 7 of them. And that's just for one event. So we'll see how they're going to be coming out. And so you mentioned it earlier, right before when we were getting started, but it's the Ultimate Championships that we've got this year. I mean, What's the buzz sound like in the training circles with you guys? Do you guys know things that maybe you're just not allowed to talk about? Do you not know? Like what's the level of interest, intrigue, whatever it is for this Ultimate Championship?
Yeah, the level of information that we have is the same as everybody else, I would say. At least in my environment. I think everybody's bought in to the idea of it and everybody's striving for it. I think this is going to drive competition from February through June. And a lot of times people don't take February through June that seriously. Especially if you're like already a super, established athlete. But this is about world ranking points. And we all know that, right? So we have to compete week to week to week to make sure we're in that top 16 to secure a spot at the Ultimate Championship. So I like the structure. Um, the opportunity is, I mean, for an American, the opportunity is technically larger to compete at a championship. So, I think I can speak for mostly all athletes when we say I think it's a great idea. I'm excited for, what this is going to turn into.
Yeah, it's like I mentioned, because with the other world championships and things that we've had for the United States, it's a lot of the best talent is getting left off the track. Like you could be what I guess depending on the year, the fifth best or even the fourth best, depending on if it's an Olympic year or World Championship year, runner in the entire world in something, and you don't go to the major championship, and you got people that are ranked like 500th that are going because they're the only athlete competing from their country. And so it's just like, damn, man, like there people are getting left out. And so yeah, sure, it's excellent opportunity here of I can actually get going. I just got to worry about myself. I don't have to worry about other how other people are doing, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it's a bit more control. And I think it's just going to drive more competition earlier in the season. Not too many meets on Continental Gold Tour, I think, will be empty. As far as empty, I mean like not big names.
Mhm.
Diamond leagues are typically packed, but early season, I think we're going to see a lot more high profile people getting on the
Mhm.
track.
How's it looking like for you guys right now? So what's the could you take us inside what it's like at this point of the year being an athlete? Like have you already started planning, okay, what meets do I want to go to? Where can I go? What's the schedule look like? Does that happen later on? Like what's the logistics? Because for a lot of people listening here, they're probably high school athletes, college athletes, or they did college track in the past. And for me, it was like I never had a plan where I was going to go. I woke up, the coach gave me a schedule, they told me the hotels, that's it. But for you, there is no like team. I guess you're still part of a training group and a team, but what
Mhm.
does that look like as a pro, like to find out where you're competing at?
I think the best way to describe it is you get in where you fit in. Literally, you get in where you fit in. If you're a top number one guy, Olympic champ guy, an Alison Dos Santos guy, a Noah Lyles type of guy, you probably gonna have a great idea of what your meet schedule is gonna look like, right? Because you can set things up that way. But if you're trying to get a time down and get your name in there, you got to get in where you fit in. Whether that's a meet at Tom Jones or whether that's a meet at you feel me the Tyson Invitational and indoor, like you just get in where you fit in. I think that's fair for the majority of athletes, right? Um, you only got 8 lanes, or you only got 6 lanes, or depending on what it is. So you just got to literally get in where you fit in, and you can have more foresight with the more accolades and more success that you had. But even at that stage, it's literally get in where you fit in, straight up.
Yeah. Is it more like your agent that's finding them out and telling you, hey, you're running here, or are you making the calls trying to go and find out where you can go out and run?
Everybody structures differently, but I think as long as the agent, the coach, and the athlete are on one accord, as far as okay, let's try to run this weekend specifically because we need to work on this, or run this weekend because you need to make some money, and they have an opportunity for you here. Case by case, athlete by athlete, that's always going to be different. But I think that was a fair description of how the majority of athletes are going to be structuring their competitions.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, it's like, was that like when you first went from college to the pro scene? Was that like jarring to you of like, oh, this is like very different, or you kind of knew what was going down?
No, I think I tracked it pretty well in college, looking at the professional schedule and seeing how they ran. But I was in the mindset of let me treat this like a hustle, right? If it's a meet every weekend and I'm healthy, I need to be at that meet. And coming out of college, most guys that are going from college to pro have a good name based on what they did in college. So it's
Mhm.
easier to get into a meet that way. So my first year, I was running every single weekend because it was easy. Like, oh, okay, you did this last year, great, cool, we got a lane for you, and then you just keep that ball rolling. So was it jarring? No, by no means was it jarring. It was just exciting because when you turn the Tyson Invitational and the Texas A&M home meet and all of these things into track meets and opportunities with a dollar sign, with a check at the end, you should be excited and you should want to go every weekend or as much as you can to make money. But it's a profession, it's a job. We're here to make
Yeah.
money. Yeah,
It's like, yeah, I was at this exact same track meet last year, and I wasn't getting paid to do it. So it's like, oh, I get to do the exact same thing now and earn a little something. Like, all right, there you go, change it up a little
exactly.
bit. There you go.
Exactly.
And so with some of these other things that we got coming up this season, we saw. I mean, it was last year bleeding into this year, very recently with some of the Grand Slam because I mean, both of us like would no high. You go to our videos before Grand like this time last year, and we're very much in on this is a great opportunity, and I still stand by that it was a great opportunity. And if what's been reported is accurate, that there was an investor that pulled out at the last second, and that's the reason there's all these issues. Sure, they probably should have had some more fail safes, and maybe they probably shouldn't have continued the season, knowing that they're just going to drive themselves more into a hole. But if that's the case, I still think it was good. They just got a little bit aggressive with how they did it. Um, we were positive on it, and then that narrative kind of slowly changed as the news broke of how they're having these problems. Other stuff just recently came out that they went to try to sell the rights to World Athletics, and they would be essentially taking on the debt that they owe some of the athletes, vendors, things of that nature. World Athletics turned them down. They were like, "Nah, we're not going to be going out and getting that." So, I mean, what's the future here? Because, like we said, you and I both were all like in on this being an exciting thing. Like, what do you think this is going to look like soon, man?
Yeah, we were glazing hard before this before Grand Slam, dude. We were on it. Bad pause. But yo, like, I mean, the immediate future is spooky. Obviously facing bankruptcy is a super serious situation. Um, I mean, reality, I'm not expecting a season 2 of Grand Slam. I would not get my hopes up for that. Although it looked like a great opportunity, and I thought the product was good. I was pleased with the product myself, but it's about dollar signs at the end of the day. And if you can't generate those, you can't keep the league going. So, as unfortunate as it is for me and for everybody that loves the sport and loved what they were doing, I wouldn't expect this to be around anymore. Like straight up, I don't. If you don't have the money to pay from last year, you're facing so many different lawsuits and charges and potential large problems. I don't see it.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat here. The only way that I could foresee it happening is if they get like a life raft like thrown to them of like even though there was debate or even though there was a little bit of a rivalry there, their biggest potential hope for this league to stay would be is if Athlos decided we want to buy Grand Slam track. That's their best thing that they could do. If Athlos decides to say we want this, then I think that there's an opportunity for them to do it because that meet went well. Like, were you? I know it was a while ago, a couple months ago, but like they had some really good performances. You
Yeah,
had jump in New York City. You know how much damn money it's got to take to shut down Times Square
yeah,
to do that. Like they got money behind them, but that's like really the only way that I could see them even having some sort of semblance of a league this year or in the immediate future.
yeah. And so I had a conversation with my homeboy yesterday, and he's trying to start up a league. and we were just talking about some things, and then I came to this analogy. So I'm gonna share this analogy with you and with our viewers. Like, Athlos was very successful, and I was entertained. You were entertained. It looked like everybody there was entertained. Obviously, it was like a big investment, a big upfront for what's the owner of Athlos? Is it Alexi
Yeah, Ohanian. Yeah,
Ohanian? Okay, right.
the
And
Reddit.
respect to him. Cheers to him for making a great product, because I think we could agree it's a great product. I don't know the return on that, but basically it was a novelty event. It's a one-off event in a grand scheme of a whole season, right? So they capped it off one time. Grand Slam was a product of multiple events. It's supposed to be 5. I think they ended up with 4, right?
No, it's supposed to be 4. They ended up with
End up
3.
with 3.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So it was more, driven in that way, like a normal season would. And this was my analogy is Athlos was, the Christmas cookie. You don't eat a Christmas cookie in April. Like, it's the novelty of the Christmas cookie. I could only get this during this time of year, so it drives revenue, right? Girl Scout cookie, same thing. But if it's on the shelf next to the Oreo all year, it's not selling. You feel what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
the novelty of Athlos is a great idea. It's a great meat. It's a great event, but it's not like a yearly generating thing. It's the novelty of it that makes it even more special. So I don't know the success rate in the future, whether they want to merge or Grand Slam is looking for a life jacket, like you said, but I don't know. I'm skeptical of anything of this landscape panning out in a different way than these already have.
Yeah, like you can think of it another one within the sports aspect that I was thinking of is like when the NHL has like outdoor games and things like that where it's like yeah, you can sell out crazy amounts of people. Like you can sell out MetLife Stadium for a hockey game outside. But if the New York Rangers played every single game out at MetLife, like is it going to be that? No, it's going to eventually regress to wherever it is because the not like you said the novelty of it. And so I was thinking that this league would be enough like novelty esque of interest for fans, especially like within the United States, because you don't see like unless you're going to Eugene, Oregon, you're not seeing many of the athletes that you're seeing like this in those markets. Like
Yeah.
because pros don't really go to the Penn relays like that. Like that's more of a college and high school competition. So and even more high school and middle school really. And so like I was thinking like, oh, you're gonna get a lot of these new people and there were a lot of people, at least at the Philadelphia one. I don't know how many of those people were paying versus were comp. I have no idea what the split is revenue wise, but yeah, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be tough for them to bounce back, and if they do, they're gonna they have to have it be a one. It can't be a 2-day thing. They tried doing 3 days of Grand Slam to start. Like there's no like in what world is that gonna work? Where you like, of course, you have to do one at the most. So I don't know. I hope that it does, but it's not looking. I'm not. It's not looking good. It's not looking
Yeah.
good. So we'll have to see how that's gonna end up going. I guess on the positive end, from going from some of the Grand Slam stuff. Because what are some of the athletes outside of yourself? You can't say yourself, okay? I know that might have been your thought of athletes you're looking forward to this year, people to keep an eye out. Who are some other people that you're keeping an eye out for this season? Whether they're new, coming back, returning. What are some of those people that you're excited for this season?
Yeah, there's tons of athletes that I'm excited for. Like I said, the structure of the year is going to be different, but none bigger than Jordan Anthony. I'm so excited to see what Jordan Anthony does as a rookie this year. Obviously, he shut the world down in his collegiate season last year. Did a lot of special things, so I'm just excited to see how that translates and what that turns into his first year as a pro.
Okay. All right. That should be good. That should be good. Yeah, it's I mean, he had a really solid I mean, coming out of, out of college and what he's done. I mean, you're seeing him like how's the training stuff? I mean, you guys have one of the most competitive training groups in the country, in the world, you could probably say, right? Really.
Yeah.
Like what are practices like in Lance Brahman world right now?
Yeah, they're lit, bro. Like practices are lit from start to finish every day. We got days that are more tense than others, but I think iron is sharpening iron right now. We all kind of in a phase of just pushing each other, whether we're trolling each other or just genuinely supporting each other. So, what I've seen from Jordan, like I said, I'm really excited to see what he does this year and how he puts the season together.
Okay, that's a good one, man. I'm excited for that. One,
Yeah.
I was debating between. There's two guys that I was gonna say I was pick as for one of them that I was debating which would I go with. I'm still not sure, but one Rye Benjamin, Michael Norman, like were
Mhm.
the one Michael Norman because we haven't seen or heard really anything from him. He kind of fell off from social media and things like that, and he didn't run. Like I'm guessing, there's some sort of injuries, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he's going to come back and what that's going to be because he was a big time player. And with Rye Benjamin, because he mentioned after the championship that he's going to do the 200 this year, which I'm excited for. Like that's one big reason I'm really looking forward to this season with the Ultimate Championship because we're going to be able to see these guys in different lights doing different events. Like I think Noah had mentioned that he was looking to do some potential stuff. I mean, Grant has always played with the fact of maybe doing like long jump or something like that. Like, so I always look forward to seeing those off events a little bit. And hey, what is Rye gonna drop? I mean, we saw Fred Curley drop some crazy stuff and go down to the 100 because of it. Like completely changed his event. So could he see enough promise in doing this 200 that he's like, oh yeah, no, like maybe I'm gonna focus on this a little bit more. I don't know, but I'm definitely excited to see how Rye is gonna pop out here.
Yeah, Rye was another guy that I wanted to mention because of what he said. I think he said the 2 and the 4.
Yeah,
So,
two
I
and
mean,
four maybe. Yeah.
yeah, so like either way, whichever one it'll be, whether it is both, it's going to be exciting, to see him throw his hat in that field as well.
Yeah, so he should be a fun watch there. Any other people that you got circled for this season that should be good?
Well, Jordan and Rye were the two that I wanted to list, but now after Josh Hoey just did what he did in the 600, it's like, yo, bro, Josh Hoey, man. I know he switched coaches, and there was a lot of like talk about, Josh Hoey underperforming a bit and stuff like that, and he just let his nuts hang in December, bro. So we gonna see, man. We gonna see. I like Josh Hoey this year.
Yeah, now he that was crazy in the six. What was it? Was it 112? Am I looking at something? Was that the right one?
I have no clue, bro. I
Okay,
think
yeah,
my
I know.
PB in the 600s like 128, bro, in high school.
Bro, like he's that's nuts. That's also the funny thing right now of like there's I've seen on the track and field news like other content creators where this is the world lead. Everyone's gonna get a world lead in October. Shoot, I might have had a world lead at one. I think we were like the first track meet in like to happen in 2019. Like so, it's like, oh yeah, and I won that meet. It's like, oh, Colin Waits
Yeah,
get a world lead. Like,
we're elite.
not it's like I pole vaulted like 15 feet. Like somehow, oh yeah, he's the best. No, but so look forward to that one. Another one that I was excited for that you had mentioned coaching wise. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure he changed coaches. I'm not sure where he's at, but Joe Fambule,
Hmm.
what did he change out? Did he leave Gainesville? I thought I saw somewhere that he had left like a couple months ago. That he had left. Like I always been a fan of him. I thought like especially when he was at Florida. And so I think that if he changed up, which I'm pretty sure he did. I was like I wasn't thinking about adding him, but uh, I'd like to see how he does because uh he had a really good college season, and then trying to find that footing as a pro. He's in a lot of those big meetings. Yeah, well, yeah, he did. It said he's going to be at University of Auburn. Yeah, he's at Auburn now, so uh, looking forward to seeing how that's gonna go with him over there. That should be a fun mix up. So I think that'll be a good one to take out.
Yeah, facts. That's interesting. I would assume he's gonna train with Ken Harden, and then
Yeah, it
um,
said he joins the same training group. Yeah, with Ajahi, um, Cambra, and Tharp. Yeah,
yeah,
he's
yeah, they
Ken.
got some
Yeah,
athletes.
Ken Harden is going to be his coach from what it
Yeah,
looks.
got
So
you.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to him. See how we can potentially get a bounce back. Like those stories always going to be fun. And yeah, man, looks like we got a good year lined up for us. But any other things that you saw before we kicked off here?
Mm, oh, the South Carolina kid, bro. Already ran
Oh yeah,
the US like number 2 or collegiate number 2 all time behind Ja'Cory Patterson. I don't even know his name, but he ran 32. I want to say it was like 32-2
yeah, in the 300, right?
in the
Here, let me pull
300.
that up. Yeah, I did
Yeah.
see. Yeah, he ran. Where is it? I'm trying to find uh that guy. Where'd the post go? But yeah, 32. Absolutely nuts. I can't find on who posted that. Was that Fitzroy that posted it? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, Zamari Sanderson. Was it that guy?
Zamari
Oh, no, no,
Sanderson.
no, that was a cop. No, he committed to. He looks like him. He committed to. Florida. I'm trying to find where it was. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Who posted about it? Dang. I'm sure I'll find it later. I'm sure I'll find it later. But yeah, the new dropping the second best. There's I mean, people like you were saying, it's early in the season. People going to start coming out and dropping some world leads and best times. We're going to see early in the season, and it's always interesting how are those guys going to be doing at the end of the year, because especially if you're going to try to make that world team, or if you're going to be trying to compete in the ultimate championship, you got a long season ahead of you to be starting in December. So it should be. We'll see how it's going to end up going for him. But well, I think some more stuff will be coming along the way in the next couple weeks, and I'm sure we'll have some more track meets that are going to be coming up with collegiate kids getting started, more predictions that we'll have for this year, for our next week. But excited for season 5 to be officially here. I know this we're looking forward to bringing some good content for you, some new things. If you have any suggestions, questions, anything like that, feel free to let us know. But that's going to do it from us here. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Peace.
Peace, y'all.